What's going on, YouTube? We are back. I am making a part 2, so this is what this is today. We're at the gym. I don't plan to make too many of these videos, so I hope you guys enjoy this one. What's going on, guys? So I just want to go on and say thank you guys so much for all of the support. There's been a lot of questions actually, and this is the reason why it led me to make a part 2. Had to move rooms. The outside of the gym area, workout area, was definitely too loud. Had too much music. So back to kind of what I was saying. I'm just gonna simplify it really quick. There's a few main tips that I learned to gain weight and lean muscle pretty much. First, number 1 is stretching. Number 2 is pretty much, it's called eccentric lifting. And what that is pretty much contracting the muscle and making sure that every rep is hit perfectly. So that's number 2. And then number 3 is diet and not over working out. That's a huge one. So I'm gonna definitely touch up on a few of those. Now, as for stretching, guys, this is one of my biggest ones because I might say this often, but you need to be careful in how you're working out. You need to stretch. You need to get your body and muscles warmed up. You need to make sure that you're good to go when you're working out. The reason why I say that is, me personally, I've torn my rotator cuff, and that's just because I didn't stretch. I didn't warm up. I didn't work the muscles correctly. And that was in the beginning of my lifting stage. That was about 8 to 10 months maybe of working out my first year. And let me tell you, it's horrible. You don't want to go through it. Once you have that happen to you, you guys will learn your lesson. Because when I tore my rotator cuff, I literally could not lift up a piece of paper with my left arm. And to this day, it's still torn. So the doctors did tell me that I'm okay, I can keep lifting, just not to lift heavy. The best way they put it is, if you think of a rope, that rotator cuff is like a rope, and there's multiple strands on it. The more that you keep lifting heavy, the more that you're tearing that rope. So eventually, once there's no strands left, that rotator cuff is just gonna completely give out. So they did tell me if I want to do surgery, they can fully repair it, but I'd be out for months and have to go through this painful surgery and everything. So they advised that if I can still do whatever I can, normal, I don't need it. And they've came up with right now saying that I don't need it. And I have been working out for about 3 years now, since that accident. So guys, stretching, I'm telling you, that is the biggest thing that I always tell everyone. Just stretch. Look up dynamic stretching, look up static stretching. I always tell people, warm up for at least 10 minutes with dynamic stretching. That means moving stretches. You know, when you're doing legs, you want to kick your legs out. If you're doing chest, you want to make sure you're opening your rotator cuff and everything. Now, static stretching is a little bit different. And again, if you guys don't know, look up a lot of videos. There's tons of it on YouTube, dynamic and static stretching. I'm probably going to make a video eventually. I don't want to make too many right now, but I will be making some eventually. So dynamic's going to be in the beginning of your workout, static stretching is in the end of it. This is part of static stretching where you're using the foam rollers, holding a muscle stretch for a while. All of that is important for not to get hurt, and then recovery, so your muscles recover enough so by the time you come in the next day or your next workout, you're good to go. What was my second one? The second one was, the way that you work out. That's another very important one. This is what really changed my workouts. Eccentric workout pretty much means is time under tension, pause, and tempo reps. So if you look up tempo and pause reps, a lot of the big bodybuilders are doing it, and there's a reason for it. It's the best way to build your muscle because it's being used the most, pretty much, in simple terms. Let's just say, for instance, you're benching, and you're coming down. A tempo rep is you counting pretty much 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Each Mississippi is going to be a second. So if you want to do 3 to 5 seconds, you'll be perfect. So if you're counting down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's a 5-second tempo. And that is going to be by far the best way to get any muscle growth. Now, pause reps is another great one that helps out to build muscle mass, I should say, because you're building explosion. So the tempo is pretty much just, breaking up those fibers, getting your muscle growth, and getting your muscle used to actually lifting that weight that you're lifting. So the next time you come in, you'll get used to that weight and you'll be able to hit that no problem. I usually do that towards the end of my sets if it's not like a everyday type of thing, because I usually do that in every single one of my workouts. But if you do that towards the end of your set, let's just say you do 3 sets, you do that in the last set, I guarantee you the next week or the next time you hit that same muscle group, you'll be able to hit that last weight that you did on that next workout. But yeah, there's a lot to it. Like I said, there's a lot of important things. That's one of them. Pause reps, what that is, let's just say again, benching. If you're coming down and you're at the bottom, you're at complete dead stop. Your body's pretty much holding it there. And then you count like at least 1 or 2 seconds, enough to pause it there. And then you just, you launch off from the bottom. That is very good for explosion. So if you're used to working out and you catch yourself at the bottom of anything, squat, bench, even curls, anything, and you can't come up, that's because you don't have explosion, and that's the best way to work it out. Pause reps, start off at a medium weight and then work your way up. And then the best way too is also progressive overload. What that pretty much means is, let's say for instance you're doing 3 sets, make sure that on that 3rd set, at least you're going at least 5 pounds over. Don't be afraid to use those 2.5s, the 5-pound weights. Just use them, trust me. Because if you don't use them, you may be stuck at that same weight for about 4 months, 5 months, 6 months until you hit a plateau and you're like, something's not working. Add those 2.5s, I promise you, you're going to keep going up every week or every single time you hit that muscle growth group, and you'll love it every single time. So definitely keep doing that. Now, the third one, what was the third one? Third one is definitely diet and overworking out. So this is another big one that really helped me gain weight. Again, and this is all part 2 because part 1 had, all the diet of everything that I eat, which is a lot of food. And again, I'm cutting right now. So what I had in the last food vlog, part 1, that was only part of my cut. I used to eat about 5,600 calories. So that last one was, I think, about 4,800. So it's definitely a little higher. Now, big one is a lot of the times you don't realize that you're eating enough. So if you're skinny and you can't gain weight and people tell you, eat, you need to eat, seriously. But eat the right stuff, because I know people always used to tell me, eat. And it was never good advice. Like, what do I eat? How do I eat? So I used to think, eating hamburgers and eating pizza, anything, right? I was like, I can eat anything. And that's not true. You need to make sure that you're eating the correct foods. So based off what I had in the last video, those are some good tips. I'm going to be uploading more videos and stuff like that of snacks and stuff that I usually do, stuff that I eat on the weekends. It's like considered a cheat meal, but still very healthy and good to eat. But eat, guys, and track your calories, because if you're not gaining weight, it's more than likely because you're not eating enough. One of the big key tips that helped me out is 1 gram of protein per body pound. And then once you finally get comfortable with that, increase it. So right now I'm about 1.5 pounds of grams, or sorry, 1.5 grams per body fat. So just keep increasing it as you can. Obviously you don't want to go too high. Right now the scientific study is 0.8 to 1.2 is what you want to be around. So me at 1.5 is very high. But the reason why I do that is because I'm training to a very intensive level. I am in a program and everything like that. So I need my protein. I need everything that I'm eating to continue working out the way that I am. And that's really what's helped me a lot. So keep in mind of all those little things, they help out a lot, I'm telling you. And don't overwork out. One of the biggest things that I learned in the study is all you need is 120 reps a week to grow your muscle. So I used to come in and do 7, 8 different workouts, no cardio, but 7, 8 different workouts. And by the time I was done with those workouts, I wasn't really getting anything because A, I wasn't hitting them correctly. I wasn't making sure that I was doing muscle to mind connection. So I wasn't making sure that I was actually hitting every single rep perfect, but I was overworking my muscles. That's a key thing to help me grow. So keep that in mind. Don't overdo it. If you're tired, just stop there. So what a great workout. I am tired. It's 10:30, but I feel like I'm ready for my day, even though the day's ending. Hopefully all that information helped out people. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Just let me know. I will be going over more information as the days go by, but that's just really a lot of the general information. I'm gonna keep you guys updated with so much stuff, but hopefully I helped everybody out. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.